Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big Adamstown Oval welcome to our next two teams this afternoon. Our Adamstown under 20 versus Newcastle Jets under 18. Introducing our visitors first of all from Newcastle Jets, number 9 Sam Denham, 3 Adam Sherritt, number 2 Brendan Knowles, 10 Bailey Wells, number 12 Matthew Burton, number 8 Joe Langlois, 11 Nicholas Martinelli, 6 Nicholas Curran, number 1 Keegan Hughes, 4 Teo Greaves, 15 Alexander Hilton, number 18 Brody Golking, number 7 Blake Archbold, and number 17 Michael Pontieri. And number 16 Ethan Collar-Smith, and Newcastle Jets coached by Ben Hughes. Introducing our home team, Adamstown Rosebud, number 36 Callum Edley, 37 Cal Lawrence, 27 Regan Payne, 27 Joe Licata, number 29 Dean Pettit, number 31 Matthias Shoemaker, 33 Darcy Hall, 35 Lynn Goodman, number 20 Ben Kelly, 5 Josh Williams, number 18 Danilo O'Brien, 12 Alex Merkel, number 14 Aidan Von Essen, and on our bench, number 46 Bailey Lowe, 45 Dane Lauter, 49 Blake Reed, and number 41 Brendan Short, and Adamstown Rosebud are coached by Ben Heron and Dave Gabriel. Our match officials this afternoon, Mitchell Lyons, is assisted by Evan Ears and Barry D. Norris. Again, a top of the table match in 20, so all the best to both teams, looking forward to a fantastic contest. And again, once again, happy Mother's Day to all the mums in the crowd.
That's how you get ready.
G'day, Brendan. Hey. Yeah. I'll, yeah, still on the roll. Okay, I'll do it now. But what about the clock? Did the... Oh, okay, thanks. And will the next game be Dove scored? Okay. Alright. Okay, all good. Thanks, Brendan. Yeah. See ya.
Substitution for Adamstown Rosebud, number 18, Vanilla O'Brien, replaced one, number 33, Darcy Hall.
Clever. He's eating fire drink. He's offside!
That's half time. The 20's no score yet. Little reminder, everybody, that we are having a Mother's Day raffle today, which will be drawn at half time in the first grade fixture. A range of fantastic prizes on offer. Tickets are only $2 each, or $3 to $5. We've got a $100 dinner voucher at Queen's Walk Hotel. 2 bottles of champagne and 2 champagne flutes provided by Celebrations Adamstown. 2 bottles of wine, courtesy of David Rath. A $99 hair voucher from Smith Street Hair and Beauty. And a full body massage provided by Breeze Beauty Room. As I said, $2 each, or $3 to $5. They're available, tickets are available at the canteen, and we'll be drawing those prizes at half time. Also, a reminder that we are selling tickets to our Gala Ball on the 22nd of June. Linda Gabriel and Terence Duncanson are available to answer any of your questions and to work out seating arrangements on your behalf and to take your whole hard cash. But we also do have credit card facilities available this afternoon. So look out for Terence and Linda down on the front bench of the grandstand. Another big thank you to our major sponsors this season, terrific supporters of Adamstown Rosebud, Avid Project Management, United Sports Club, Kappa Australia, also Hunter Law, GJ Garden Home, Broadmeadow Physiotherapy, the Queen's Wharf Hotel, Private Safe Driving School, Pine West at Edgeworth Town Centre, Ray White Real Estate, Colliers International Newcastle, Foresight Advisors, Insight Building Services, In Touch Magazine, Barber Industries and The Sign Shop. A very big thank you from Adamstown Rosebud Football Club to our sponsors this season.
What's the story
Well done. Well done, Hey!
for Newcastle Jets. Number 11, Nick Martinelli, replaced by number 7, Blake Archbold. Substitution for Newcastle Jets, number 6, Nicholas Curran, replaced by number 16, He can follow Smith.
Well done.
Rosebud. Number 29, Dean Pettit, replaced by number 31, Matthias Schumacher.
Justin.
Oh, he's just a bit brilliant, but sometimes.
Substitution for Adamstown, number 27, Dallas Taylor, replaced by number 46, Bailey Lar.
Yeah,
That's full time in the 20s and another very tight match and a fantastic exhibition of football, thanks guys. About 15 minutes away from kick-off for the first grade match. Just a few more minutes left to get your Mother's Day raffle tickets. Tickets are at half time in the first grade fixture. They're $2 each or $3 to $5 and available at the canteen. Would make a fantastic last minute Mother's Day present if anybody is still thinking along those lines. A $100 dinner voucher at Queen's Wharf Hotel, one of our sponsors. 2 bottles of champagne and 2 champagne flutes from Celebrations Adamstown. 2 bottles of wine donated by one of our grandparents in the club, David Rath. Thank you, David. A $99 hair voucher courtesy of Smith Street Hair and Beauty, and a full body massage by Breeze Beauty Room. $2 each or $3 to $5, and they're drawn at half time, available at the canteen. Anyone who is still looking for 130th year ball tickets on June 22, we have Linda Gabriel and Terrace Duncan here who do have credit card facilities, so you can pay for your tickets online. Or if you just want to ask some questions about the ball and about seating arrangements, they'd be happy to help you, and they'll both be here during the first grade game. A final big thank you to our 2019 sponsors, Avid Project Management, the United Sports Club and Kappa Australia. Also Hunter Law, GK Gardner Homes, Broadmeadow Physiotherapy, the Queen's Wharf Hotel, Private Safe Driving School, Farm West Edgeworth Town Centre, Ray White Real Estate, Colliers International Newcastle, Forsyth Advisors, Insight Building Services, In Touch Magazine, Barber Industries and the Sign Shop. away from kick-off for our first grade fixture this afternoon. I'll introduce our visitors first of all from Newcastle Jets Youth. Number 7, Riley Smith. Number 15, Pat Langlois. 17, Jackson Brendar. Number 11, Angus Thurgate. Number 9, Matthew Petrados. Number 5, Kieran Hayes. Number 14, Jack Simmons. 20, Brody Volkeen. Number 4, Tom Beecher. 6, Ryan Goodyear. Number 1, Noah James. 2, Cole Mutton. 3, Callum Gabriel. Number 10, Matthew Barker. Number 8, Thomas Curran. And number 12, Steve Stanton. The Jets are coached by Lovey Aliti and Laurie McKenna. Introducing our Adamstown Rosebud first grade side this afternoon. Number 19, Finley Beasley. 10, Chris Berlin. Number 2, Ollie Davies. 8, Joe Duncan. 6, Alex Graham. 15, Drew Grierson. Number 9. Assisted by Mitchell Lyons and Evan Mears. On behalf of Adamstown Rosebud, I'd also like to acknowledge Lavi Aliti, who's coaching his last couple of games for the Jets. In the next few weeks, he's off to greener, or possibly greener pastures in Sydney. We'd like to thank him for his contribution to Newcastle football over the last few years and wish him all the best in his future coaching career. All the best, Lavi.
And good afternoon and welcome to Bar TV's live coverage of round 9 of the National Premier League's Northern New South Wales. We continue this afternoon at Adamstown Oval, where it's the Rosebuds hosting the Newcastle Jets Youth. One of 4 games going on this Sunday afternoon around Newcastle. Of course, the last time we were here, Adamstown got the job done back on Anzac Day. It feels like a little while ago now. Since we were last here and the Rosebuds were in action. Of course, they weren't featuring in the catch-up matches last weekend Although they do come in off a 3-0 reverse earlier this week against Cahaiba FC in that FFA Cup qualifier for the Jets Youth. They've strung a couple of wins together on the trot and are actually well placed to potentially even move to the top of the table today, given that we know that the Broadmeadow Magic and Lambton Jaffers will be, or one of them will be dropping points at least, because they do play each other at the same time over at Magic Park. So pretty intriguing to keep an eye out on how those two matches play out in the shape of the he dropped a spot on goal difference after Hamilton Olympics win yesterday afternoon against Maitland. So we'll have a look at the teams now. And first for the host, Adamstown, who are indeed the nominal host today as well. Daniel Eisenhower will in fact be between the sticks. He's got jersey number 1 on today as well, which is a little bit unusual. It's Oliver Davies in 2, Luke Rutledge in 3, Ben Higgins in 4, Alex Graham in 6, Matthew Sokulski in 7, Judd Duncan in 8, Connor Hayden in 9, Drew Grierson starting in 15, Finley Beasley in 19, Manali Papas is in 22 today. Again, it's a bit unusual. Ben Kelly on the bench, along with Chris Berlin, who's usually wearing the captain's armband, Alex Merkel, Aidan Von Essen and Liam Ryan. And the coach is Shane Cansdall, Sheriff. For the Jets Youth, it's Noah James with number 1 on his back. Cole Mutton is in number 2. Thomas Beecham's number 4. Kieran Hayes, the captain, starting again in 5. Ryan Goodhue in 6. Mackie Petratos has been in some good form of late in 9. Matthew Barco in 10. Angus Thurgate 11. Jack Simmons in 14. Pat Langlois with one of his last few matches until he joins the Newcastle Jets A-League squad on a permanent basis. And Jackson Frendo in 17, one of 2 men alongside Thomas Beecham to have played the full 90 in all 7 matches for the Jets Youth so far this season. The bench will be Callum Gabriel, Riley Smith, Tom Curran, Stephen Stanton and Brodie Volkeen. And we touched on Langlois getting signed for the A-League squad. Labano Haliti also has only a couple of games to go with the Jets Youth as well. He's going back down the freeway. He's landed the assistant job at Western Sydney Wanderers underneath Marcus Babbel, which was the news that came out during the week, so congratulations to him. He's been doing a great job with the boys so far this season. We are not far away from a kickoff now, and it will be the hosts who are going to get us underway. As the music dies now, and we will be in the hands of the referee to get this round 9 fixture underway. It's Adamstown Rosebuds versus Newcastle Jets Youth on Bar TV. And we do have a start now. Good afternoon, I'm Daniel Herrera, your commentator for this fixture. An important fixture for both clubs, particularly the Jets Youth, as we said, who almost just crept up on it and maybe a chance to go to the top today. We've got an early free kick, though, in favour of Adamstown. And they just work it around short for now. Now trying something. Sokulski. He's sent one through. The ball over. Frendo with the header. And they managed to clear their lines, do the Jets Youth. Although Adamstown are with it again. And just trying to work an opening at the moment. Jets Youth getting good numbers on the ball, but Sokulski's managed to get free there. Might bring it in the area. It's a ball over. It's gone over everyone. So can Adamstown recycle and make something of this? Judd Duncan is dispossessed by Mutton. So the Jets do win it back, and they'll try and play it out now under a little bit of pressure. They nearly find an avenue. It's cut out, and then there's a mix-up, so it will be a throw-in for the boys in blue. As we said, Kieran Hayes in 5 is starting again today and with the armband on again. Now it's the aforementioned Langlois He's certainly caught the eye of Ernie Merrick in his recent performances in the A-League, so much that he got a contract. Across to Oliver Davies for the Rosebuds. And then Ben Higgins. So they go the switch of play. Higgins sends it long, although it's only going to pick out the Jets youth centre backs. And they deal with it pretty effectively between them. Cross to Frendo, and then out to Mutton. Wasn't quite on the same wavelength. They've given it away. Middle of the park, although Adamstown can't break with it yet. Now they try the long option. That was intended for Finley Beasley, but not quite. Under pressure is James. He gets it away. Now Sikulski. Combining with Grease, and Sikulski's actually gone to ground, but they have managed to fetch this one. That was Manali Papas in that unfamiliar 22. And it's nipped away by Simmons, and now a chance for the Jets youth to attack. But instead it's Duncan that's come up with it. Now they come across to Davies and Beasley. Finley Beasley's going to try and take his man on here. He's done pretty well here. The ball's come across and the shot is skewed over. It's Alex Graham, I think, on the end of that. I mean, Duncan, in fact. It's Thurgate in a contest with Duncan, and the latter gets the better of it. He's trying to take control middle of the park at the moment. Not quite. What's happening here? March Alex Graham, and then it goes across to Grierson, who sends a long one, but there's no one on the end of it. So it'll go all the way back to Noah James, the Jets youth goalkeeper. This is Thurgate again. And then Langlois. He combines with Petratos a couple of times now. Mackie Petratos, hasn't he been in some form lately? Bit of a mix-up, and Adamstown will win the ball back. Petratos gets a foot in, but it'll still come to a man in green, and now the man in orange, Daniel Eisenhower. Frendo just misjudges the flight of the ball there, but he does well enough to recover. It's a sniper that's taken down Ryan Goodhue there. And now I've got a free kick for Adamstown. Comes across to Davies. Beasley's made the run, but it's Petrasos that gets a foot in now. Langlois. Instead, though, it's again Papas. Now Grierson. Lets it roll across his body and looks for Sokulski. And back to Grierson. So might try another avenue here. And the pressure with the press and not quite winning it back though. Judd Duncan has it. Thurgate got a foot in. There's a trip there. That'll be a free kick. Duncan gives it away. And a chance for the Jets youth to try and break here. Simmons and then Petratos. And Hayes was on the run. Petratos again. Langlois. And try another way. He's back with Langlois, who's kind of operating as that fulcrum at the moment for the Jets youth. Now Adamstown a chance. There's a bit of space if they can get it to Beasley. Doesn't come in time. Thurgate shifts it. Now a bit of a move forward. Simmons is going to do well to keep it in, not quite. Thurgate to Hayes. And then a searching ball. It's not going to quite get across there. He's looking for Goodhue. But Grierson got there first for the Rosebuds, who sends a long one in which Hayden is chasing after, and he gets to, but he was offside. So it's Mutton who sends it to Hayes. And plenty of room to work with. Petratos comes up with it now. And Langlois. And then across to Goodhue. It's pumped back into the middle. They regroup well though. Hayes keeps possession. Thurgate. Falls fortuitously for Petratos, so the Jets can continue the move here. Goodhue slid through, not quite. All the way to Eisenhower, and we start again with Grierson. Labano Haliti, meanwhile, has taken up his customary position, prowling around the edge of the Jets' technical area. In fact, he's probably a way out, but they are very small technical areas, so just being allowed to stand where he is at the moment. It's Angus Thurgate and now Langlois and Goodhue again. It's a lot of lateral movement so far. Now we get one that's more vertical, but it just breaks down for now. Beecham to Goodhue, and then Simmons. And a chance maybe here, although Barco is straight offside. Sikulski, and forward for Beasley. He's going to have to walk it back out of the area. He looks back to Papas. He does get slightly free, but not quite yet. There's a hand. There's a free kick. Sikulski with an arm, I should say, on the shoulder of Thurgate. Hayes. And Thurgate. Martin. Thurgate under pressure. He looks back to Martin. Petratos has dropped deep now. There he is on the ball. Try and get something going. In fact, Barco is very deep as well now all of a sudden. It's Simmons that's being left high, and that's who that ball was aimed for. Just caught a bit flat-footed, and Higgins gets in to take it for Adamstown, and now Drew Grierson jogs it up into the Jets' half. And Sikulski. Grierson comes to help out. Firm challenge. It'll be a blue throw. Referee making the call there, although, as he probably should, given us right in front of him. This is Frendo. Thurgate and now Mutton. Adamstown just advancing slightly with the press now. They're basically fine for the Jets to have their own half. It's Thurgate and Goodhue. They start to make some inroads. Back to Thurgate. This is going to come back the other way to Mutton. Hayes is waiting, although Mutton tries to go a bit more direct. Not quite. Thurgate does well to keep possession. Hayes, it does get to him now. Back to Mutton. And Hayes. It was a touch off Higgins. Eisenhower is going to save it from being a corner. And the Rosebuds have given away against another chance for the Jets youth to try and craft something. We're not keeping possession stats, but I'm willing to venture that the Jets youth have had significantly more of the ball so far. It's just trying to find that end product, an outlet for something to do with it. So Sikulski Sikulski's going to leave it. It's going to be Grierson, who has one of the spare balls that's going to take the throw. And to Papas. Grierson again. Sikulski almost gets it caught under his feet. In fact, he does, but Papas has it again. And then Oliver Davies with a bit more room to move and time to think. And Duncan, who goes the other way. Lofted ball to try and pick out Sikulski. He tries to send it over. The cross is blocked by Goodhue initially. He'll try again. He does make room for himself. This time it's a low cross. It's dealt with unconventionally. But Beecham blocks it, and it'll be a corner for the Rosebuds. Goes short. Beasley provides the option. Now is it going to come in? It is. It's all the way across though and out. As we said, there are 4 games going on this afternoon. They all kicked off at 1:30 the hour, including Broadmeadow versus Lambton over at Magic Park, the Charity Shield match. And I believe we've got TC and Smudge talking over that one as well. So now I'll be checking scores as we go just to see how the live ladder is shaping up. As we said, that one available on the Bar TV Sports channels as well. Beasley has dinked it over Hayes and is going to get into the area, although he is met by Mutton. He's going to get a free kick out of it. The Rosebuds players are asking for the free kick to be put where the infringement took place, although they're usually pretty casual about where they're placed down there. In any event, James has now sent it on its way. It was Barco that met it. Petratos is going after it now. He does bring control of it. Barco, little chip over the top, but not quite the run from Petratos. So it's through to Eisenhower. Miskicked clearance. So the Jets youth will have another go. Thurgate, not quite. It's nipped off him. It's Beasley. Hard up against the touchline. Loses control. Thurgate. They are going to get this though. Judd Duncan. Beasley was calling for it. It's going to be given to him. Can he keep it in play? Answer is yes. Now what can he do with it? It's a low cross. And then just whacked out of there by Hayes. Simmons has come up with it. He's done pretty well, in fact. Langlois and then Petratos looking forward. Simmons is calling for it. It is with Jack Simmons, who's going to go. It's blocked. Now, Langlois. Thurgate, and now Beecham. Kieran Hayes, a lady. It's amusing me he's calling for him to go. Is Langlois. Quite. Simmons. Petratos. Goodhue. Try something different here. Thurgate. Langlois. Still probing other Jets youth. Plenty of numbers back for Adamstown. Cries of handball. I must admit I would have been asking the question as well. Danger averted for now for Adamstown. And the Jets youth will start again. Goodhue and Thurgate. Friendo. And now Greason has won it for the men in green. But it's wasted. Labano Haliti's demanding that the Jets youth look forward, and they are now. And it's a nice ball over if Hayes can get on the end of it. He can. No, he can't. It's gone over the goal line. So says the assistant. And as I just check the scores as well, we've had to goal in a couple of other games. So Broadmeadow has taken the lead in the top of the table clash against Lambton, and Edgeworth is a goal to the good against Valentine over at McLaughlin as well. Still no score between Charlestown City and Western, who seem to have kicked off a bit later than the rest for whatever reason. Goodhue with a bit of room and flicks it through, but Thurgate goes down on his own. Sokulski. He found Hayden. Beasley is calling for it. He's going to have to stop and prop. He does keep it in, but only for the benefit of Kieran Hayes. Langlois. Simmons, He does turn and look forward. Petratos, what can he do from here? Mackie Petratos. It's whipped off him before he has a chance to really think about it. Langwar, and again it's a little bit more direct. Barco. And Simmons. Barco has continued the run. Beats his man, but not the goal line. So does that put a live ladder at the moment? So Broadmeadow is a fair way to go, but just because we can, Broadmeadow would go clear on 17 points, and the Jets youth would move into a share of second on 14. Judd Duncan now for the Rosebuds. And Drew Grierson. And if we really care, Lambton would still have the superior goal difference, so it would be Jets youth in third. Beasley gets past once. Dangerous cross. It's a header over from Hayden. He was stooping down to try and get to it, but in the end stooped a bit too much. Was that Goodhue being told that he wasn't going to be allowed to take it there? He's just about walked back to the same point now anyway. And now we are back in play. Langwar and Frendo shifts it to Mutton. And Hayes. Langwar calling for it, but it'll go back from whence it came to Hayes. It does get to Langwar. And he goes through for Petratos, who tried to flick on. It didn't quite come off for them. As the Jets youth substitutes get sent to go for a bit of a warm-up. They have names the full 5 on the bench today. As we said, Callum Gabriel, Riley Smith, Tom Curran, Stephen Stanton, and the reserve goalkeeper Brody Volkin for the Jets youth. Judd Duncan, Beasley was calling for it, but instead it's gone to Davies, who's moved into a more advanced position. It's not a bad ball over. It's a decent head from Frendo, though. Does enough. And Petratos combining with Goodhue. And Langwar, who's played into a bit of pressure. Hayden has made room for himself, has he? There's a defender across in time, was Beecham. Papas, can he recycle? Not quite. Frendo takes it off him. And now the centre-back is into relative nosebleed territory. He's playing centre-back today. He can play DM, so I guess to be fair, not that unaccustomed. Petratos. Still Petratos going again. Barco lays it off for Simmons. Plenty of numbers back for Adamstown again. Barco. Goodhue. And then Simmons. Barco got caught flat-footed. So it's out through Beasley. Not quite. Beecham and Frendo, as we said, the two men that have played all 630 minutes, plus whatever we've played so far today for the Jets youth. Now Barco Little shimmy and gets one. Hayes dinks it all the way back. Friendo, Langlois. Beecham. Thurgate. He's under pressure from Papas. Holds on to it. The initial press has been effective so far, so they go the aerial route and give it away. Sokulski. Simmons is in there and nicks it. Now Barco. Petratos. Mackie Petratos makes a bit of room for himself, but he's carried it a bit wide. Now he has plenty of attention. Little dink over, and it was Kieran Hayes with the first time effort, but to no avail. Still, we await the opening goal at Adamstown Oval. It's round 9 of NPL Northern New South Wales on Bar TV Sports. As we said, the Jets youth looking for 3 wins in a row. After it has to be said, taking certainly a decent scalp a couple of weeks ago when they counted for Lambton 3-1. It's probably helped when Petratos is hitting rockets. Barco. Now Petratos, who does go from distance. Petratos, it's wide. Eisenhower gets us underway. It's off the head of Langlois. And again. Now is that Sokulski that had ventured in the middle of the park? It was. And he's won it back now, Matthew Sokulski. Got a bit of a trip maybe, but we'll go on. Manali Papas. Duncan. Beasley. Davies is waiting, but he comes back inside to Papas. And now Beasley. Mutton gets a foot in. Haliti wanted it quickly up the park. It gets there now, but it's returned. And it's Manali Papaspiropoulos to be complete. And Hayes gets in the way. Snuck through. It's Duncan. He's put it over the top of Sokulski, so Goodhue will trot after it and bring it up. Thurgate and Petratos. It's back with Goodhue. What's the call going to be? The call is that Davies got a touch and it's a Jets throw. And it's going to be an Adamstown throw. Duncan Judge is getting the last touch on that one. Langlois to Thurgate. He's also got some game time in the A-League of late. I don't think they've signed him up yet, so we'll see how that one plays out. Meanwhile, on a run is Drew Grierson. Now goes on his own, and he had James worried for a second. threw a paw at it. Wasn't necessary in the end, but he wasn't going to take the chance. Here's Grierson again. He's a long way advanced when he took that shot, in fact. Papas plays it short to Duncan. Moves it across to Davies. And Duncan getting a bit more vertical, but now they go back. Graham to Rutledge. And Rutledge again. Davies does well with the ball. It probably could have stayed on the deck. This one is dinked over to good effect, though, to Duncan. Nice little flick to Beasley. He tries to make room for himself on the byline, but deal with it. Haven't quite cleared the lines, but Davies was adjudged to have been climbing over the top of Barco. And it will be the freebie for the Jets youth. Langlois shifts it to Thurgate. Now to Goodhue. Simmons, he's not quite found. Trickles over the touchline. Sikulski. Grierson gives it a nudge. It's a contest that's won by Frendo. Langlois and Petratos. He's put it behind in fact, put it behind Simmons. Papas. Tries the dink over. Only to Frendo, though. And Goodhue wins it for the Jets youth. Rutledge will have plenty of time to think about what he wants to do. Go to Ben Higgins, his partner in crime. And Davies. He's nearly got Beasley in behind. Hayes regrouped. Davies has come up with it now, though, in a more promising position. And that's Connor Hayden who loses it. Papas, what can he do? He's shaped to go on his own and then thought better of it. So it's with Beasley, who does get inside his man. Finley Beasley. He's gone through a couple now. Beasley, can he get a shot away? Not quite. Barco. But Davies has come up with it. Now Barco does get a toe in. Matthew Barco needed support. Petratos is with it now. Maki Petratos. The switch of play to try and pick at Goodhue. It's going to curl away from him. They are going to get a throw for it, though. Thurgate. Goodhue. Langlois. Now Mutton. Can he get involved in the build-up? Simmons. Hayes. Still Kieran Hayes. Simmons. Langlois. All the way back across to Goodhue. His avenue is blocked, so he goes back to Beecham. Now given away by Langlois. Papas for Adamstown. Looks back to Grierson. Sikulski and Papas. And the 1-2. Manali Papas. Sikulski again. Petratos waits, and it does come to him. Langlois. Blocked Hayden. Force. Mutton felt that, and we're going to have a free kick for it, in fact. And in fact, are we going to have some intervention from the bench or not? We are. So that's Papas, is it, who's being sent over for something? Blood, maybe. Anyway, ball's back in play with Thurgate. Simmons back to goal. He does turn, can't quite sneak it through for Petratos. Papas is back on the pitch. So I think it was blood. It was just a water bottle that was fired at that knee. Friendo. Martin. Gives it away, and Davies had to prop, but now he gets it to Connor Hayden. It's back with Davies, and then Papas. Manali Papas slides the ball through for Grierson, who's come charging towards the area. That's not quite the shape he needed on the cross. So the score's now still 1-0 at Magic Park. The Bears are a goal up and a man up against Charlestown, and it's Edgeworth 2-1 over Valentine at the moment. And this one, we're still waiting for the first goal. So we move into the final 5 minutes of regular time in the first half. It's just mostly been little half chances if they have come. Mutton. Beasley was trying to close him down, but he finds Langlois. And Petratos. Goodhue. Petratos. Maybe. Not quite. It was taken off Thurgate. Beasley takes on Hayes and loses out. So can they turn defence into attack? No, it was Graham that got a foot in. Adamstown will try and counter now with a long ball. Keeper is out of his area, does well with his feet, does Noah James. Grierson gets body position and wins it and draws the foul. And we're going to go on with that one. Petratos now has been put in behind. He's going to have to try and get a ball over. He hooks it back. Not quite. Langlois was winding up but had to get out of it for a sec. And now Adamstown with some numbers forward as the Jets try and recover. Finley Beasley gets inside Martin. Ball, though, is cut out by Friendo. And the Jets youth can try and restore order here. Thurgate. It's a little bit stretched at the moment. Simmons. Petratos. Langlois. Mutton. On the ball now. Cole Mutton. Petratos. Davies is going to keep it in. Petratos. Has to put it in there. Barco goes, and it's just wide. And it is officially half time at Magic Park now, so the hosts are up against Lambton in the top of the table clash. We say a draw here and a Jets youth win would put a draw over there rather than a Jets youth win here would put the Jets youth on top. It's the other way around at the moment though. It's a stalemate here. Beasley taken off him, and last touch off Beasley apparently. Beecham. Good Hugh. Langlois. Finds Mutton in a bit of space. Petratos in a tighter space, but he does manage to find Simmons. Jack Simmons looked for the run of Goodhue. Grierson sends it on its way. Langlois. Again, goes aerial. Hayes brings it down. Thurgate. It's a trip. Tantalising position for a free kick late in the half as we go into stoppage time. I doubt we'd have more than a minute. It's going to be Sikulski and Beasley standing in the wall. And Barco to deliver. He props and catches them all out. And it does come in. It goes over the back. And referee says that will do us for the first half. So it's still scoreless at Adamstown Oval. Adamstown Rosebuds 0, Newcastle Jets Youth 0 as we go into the break on Bar TV Sports. And we'll see you back here for the second half shortly.
Nothing to trouble the scorers yet, as far as
And you're back with us for the second half at Adamstown Oval, this round 9 fixture where it's the Rosebuds hosting the Newcastle Jets youth, and we're still looking for a goal. So the assistants have checked the nets. Noah James has tested the structural integrity of the crossbar at his new set of goals, and we're underway again for the second half. So as you said, this is the only scoreless game of the afternoon so far. There are 4 going on to conclude round 9 of the National Premier League's Northern New South Wales, and we are streaming all of them on Bar TV Sports. So this race, Broadmeadow holds the top of the table in live terms as they try and break the deadlock on the table in that clash with Lambton over at Magic Park, the Charity Shield game. As we said, the Jets youth and Edgeworth as well, we should ignore theoretically a chance of going top this afternoon. It's looking like it's not going to be that way if it's all 3 points that are collected by one team over at Magic Park. But for the time being, the Jets youth need to worry about finding a goal, which they haven't been able to do so far. So it's Patrick Langlois who's on the ball now. And Petratos from distance, it's just going to trickle through the keeper. Daniel Eisenhower, who's in goals for Adam Towns today, who was down well and dealt with it comfortably. Looks like they are, as they finish the first half. It's been allowed to bounce. Beasley is almost through here. Mutton gets his body in the way, though. And it's going to be a corner. So they've made that much harder than it needed to be for the Jets youth. We're about 90 seconds into the half, and we see Haliti already pacing his technical area. There was a joke just as they came back on for the second half. He was playfully complaining to his opposite, Shane Cansell, Sheriff, about the size of the technical areas at Adamstown Oval. Corner comes in. Decent shape on it. Header from Davies. It was rising. It wasn't dropping quickly enough. James gets us underway quickly. And Cole Mutton. It's across to Beecham. It's not the best ball in, so Adamstown will come up with it, but they're facing backwards at the moment as well. Greason's gone all the way back to Eisenhower. It's slightly awkward for him. Hayes with the header. Greason lobs it up. Rutledge in a battle with Petratos. It's come out to Beecham, but it's a poor touch, so it's Connor Hayden. And number 9 by nature as well, and he's just put it over the touchline while we see what's up with Kieran Hayes. Interesting. Is this for a head knock or a neck or something? Got the call that he seems to be okay. And Thurgate will duly give this back to the Green and Reds. And Daniel Eisenhower will get us underway properly again. He's given Beasley a bit to do, which he does well. And he'll draw a throw in for the Rosebuds. Langlois. Now, call me crazy, but if Hayes is back in front of us again as he was in the first half, he switched sides. We'll see if that's just temporary, given that he just spent a bit of time off the pitch. Here is Jack Simmons He walks it into the middle. Barco decides to turn back inside. Langlois. Petratos. Not quite. And Rutledge chips it back out, but Frendo gets ahead on it. And the Jets youth are back in an advanced position. Kieran Hayes went across Barco, so Pappas gets a foot in and wins it. And that's a poor challenge from Hayes. And that's going to be the first booking of the afternoon. So Kieran Hayes picks up a yellow card. And I now have another entry in my notepad apart from who kicked off in each half. It's been that kind of afternoon so far. It's actually been pretty clean so far. Here's Jack Simmons. He's moved his way past a couple. He's got Petratos waiting for it. He does get to Maki Petratos. In fact, there was a change at halftime by the look. I think Tom Curran is on just behind him. So by process of elimination, it's Curran on the ball now. I think by process of elimination, we'll work out who's gone off. It might have been Goodhue, actually, at a very quick guess. Sent out by Graham, but only as far as Mutton. Now Langlois and Beecham, and that would explain if there has been that shuffle. Why Hayes, who is on the ball now, is on the right-hand side instead of the left. Tussle between Hayes and Beasley off the ball. But we go on with Ben Higgins, who has the armband on today, given that Chris Berlin is on the bench. And it's gone through them, so Mutton will go back to his keeper. Controls well again. Yep, so it looks like there's no Goodhue. So that was the halftime change. Ryan Goodhue off and Tom Curran on. And hence the shuffle and Hayes being on this side. Good challenge from Thurgate. And Thurgate has it again now. Goes short to Barco. Looks back to Hayes. And gives it a lash, but only to Higgins, and now to Davies. And Sikulski had it taken off him by Curran. So Petratos, if he can get it away quickly, Barco was there. And he holds it up and walks it across the park. And now to Hayes. And it's open up for Langlois. Now he goes the far side, Cole Mutton. And it does get to Curran. Tom Curran, that is. Langlois fires one through. Thurgate has it. And now a chance. Curran. No, Davies is wise to that. Petratos with the ball over. It's headed away by Higgins, but only as far as Hayes. He has it again, and Barco. Langlois was calling for it central. Instead, he tries to get it through a mass of bodies. Frendo combines with Beecham. Hayden is trying to win it back for himself. Not quite, so it's Hayes. Final product is not quite there at the moment. Mutton. Curran, the new man. Barco. There's a crack. Did he get touched on the way through? It sure did. We'll have a corner. Jack Simmons has walked over to take, which he does. A chance for Thurgate. It was blocked, and that one's gone wide. Stabbing at it was Hayes by the look of it. And got touched, though, as well, so it's going to be another corner. Is this going to get short, or is this a ruse? It was. It's gone all the way to Petratos. Poor touch, though, so he's going to have to reassess what he wants to do with it. It's come to Thurgate, actually. Simmons is waiting for it. Barco now. Petratos looks up. Pokes it through for Thurgate. Keeper's out well, though. Eisenhower diffuses the danger. And now Adamstown will try and break with Beasley. But the Jets have numbers back now. Duncan finds Davies. Just had the sun in his eyes and knocks it out of play. Simmons keeps it in. Beecham. Simmons again looking forward this time. And Petratos manages to hold on to the ball. Mackie Petratos. Barco, no. Beasley was in well, like a thief. But Langlois won it back, and now it's Hayes. Ball over. Headed clear by Higgins. And now Sikulski. Herring into the half. Hayden was onside. He's had to move a bit wider. Beasley's waiting far post. Blocked by Frendo. Corner for Adamstown. Riley Smith is being called back to the Jets youth bench at the moment. Might he be injected soon? Just look down, we're already 13 minutes into the half. It's gone pretty quickly. A little bit of pushing between the number fours in the area. Corners over everyone. It's come back the other way. Beasley not quite getting his foot around it as he would have liked, so they'll try and have another go. Again, they haven't cleared the lines. There's a shot from Higgins, it was. It just went into bodies. Now the counter-attack. Barco and Thurgate. Curran. Now Petratos. Mackie Petratos. Too many green shirts at the moment. But still he manages to come up with it. They'll have to think of another way through this though. Oh, I'm not quite sure what happened then. I think Rutledge made a bit of a mess of it. They get away with it in the end. Now Papas. It's 3 against the back 3. Ranging forward. Hayden's got to check his run though. Hayden on the ball. Now Beasley. Couldn't get through to Hayden. Manali Papas though. And Duncan plays himself into a bit of trouble. Plays himself into a free kick. Yep. And in fact into the referee's notebook. And that one's gone on quickly. Higgins got in the way of it. Davies knocks it forward. This is a foot race. It's won by Davies' opposite number, Cole Mutton. Langlois. Hayes. And we we are going to have that change now. So it's going to be Riley Smith who comes on. Looks like it's Matthew Barco that is going to get an early shower. So that's the second change already for the Jets youth, and still with half an hour to go in this one. So Riley Smith will make his 5th appearance of the season. 3 times he's come off the bench, and once he started, not played the full 90. Throw in for the Jets youth.
Substitution for the Jets. Number 10, Matthew Barker, replaced by number 7, Riley Smith.
He's friendo to Mutton. Langwa. Probing ball for Simmons. Thurgate. Just broke down. It's Riley Smith who gets his first touches. Curran goes near into the keeper's breadbasket. So it will be Beasley that will carry it up. And finally it's Beecham that takes it off him. Langwa. Goes back to James. Curran. Riley Smith. The fresh legs. It's a good tackle though from Graham. But it will be a corner for the Jets youth. Looks like it's going to be Petratos that will take again. No changes in the scores in the other 3 games going on at the moment. Corner comes in. Duncan heads it out. His opposite number, Curran, retrieves it. Smith loses it though. Gives away a free kick now. Slightly soft, maybe? Don't know. Hands there. No. We'll go on. It's Mutton that played it back to James. I thought it came off someone's arm, but the officials were fine with it. Beecham. Petratos. It's played in front of him. It's given away. And then there's plenty of room in the middle of the park. Duncan. That's going to be another foul. That's Smith again. It's 2 in quick succession. They go quickly. Finley, Beasley. Nothing doing this time. Jackson Friendo. Petratos. And that's Simmons. Jack Simmons, who's now walked it across the front of the area. Back to Petratos. To Petratos. With a little chip over Smith. It goes to Thurgate. He got in the way and then blazed over the top. It was Curran, I think. No, it was Hayes, in fact. Interesting position. So Kieran Hayes missing the chance. Liam Ryan is waiting at halfway for Adamstown. So they are going to make their first change of the afternoon. So Liam Ryan is injected into this game now, and it's Judd Duncan that picks up the bib. His afternoon is over. Push in the back is the reason for the free kick.
Substitution for Adamstown and Rosebud. Number 8, Judd Duncan, replaced by number 16, Liam Ryan.
So Judd Duncan. First time he hasn't finished a game that he started this season. It's his 7th appearance. It's a shot that's come in, but there's not much happening. Well, Riley Smith has given away another free kick, and I have to say I'm a little bit surprised about that one. And another change. We are going to make that change now, in fact. So Callum Gabriel will complete the set for the Jets youth, and it's Kieran Hayes who just missed that chance. He comes off. So does Beecham get given the armband in a sec? Hayes has come off with it anyway. Doesn't matter too much, I guess. Adamstown trying to work something with Sokulski, who's hemmed in pretty well there, though. Unconventional from Davies, but worked well enough. And the Greens have it again. Papas let it run. Nutmeg's his man, but is going to give Beasley a bit of work to do. Grierson. Isn't it wonderful how they play on the same side with those hairstyles? It's really not if you're a commentator. Jackson Friendo now in some advanced areas. Breaks down. Langlois is in hard to win it, though. And Gabriel getting his first involvement. In fact, that was Curran, was it? Anyway, here's a chance for Adamstown. It's come back. It's gone across the face. And they'll have a corner. In a frantic moment for the Jets youth. Beasley to take it. Header is not especially effective. Only chipped out of play by Thurgate. Langlois gets out of trouble for now. Still pressure on. Sent forward, and Rutledge goes all the way back to his keeper. So Davies will try and bring some control here. Davies combining with Graham. And Papas gets involved, and Graham again. And Gabriel intercepts. Liam Ryan, it's cut out. Thurgate. Curran. Thurgate's continued the run. He's got in behind you. Thurgate, keeper is there. There's a penalty. So he's gone man first. And now a big chance for the Jets youth to break the deadlock. Angus Thurgate had continued the run. Daniel Eisenhower rushed out, but he's given away the spot kick. And it's going to be Jack Simmons from 12 yards with a chance to put the Jets youth ahead. Ben Higgins is going to try and argue the case. It's futile now, but maybe just trying to give Simmons a little bit longer to think about this and what he's going to do and where he's going to place it. We've waited almost 70 minutes. Is this going to be the first goal of the game? Simmons will step up. And puts it in. And the Jets youth take the lead at Adamstown Oval. And it's Jack Simmons who gets his name on the score sheet for the first time this season, in fact. So it's Adamstown Rosebuds 0, Newcastle Jets Youth 1, and 20 minutes to chase the game for the hosts. Underway again, Liam Ryan, and across to Davies. And now attacking again quickly, Sikulski. Gives it away though. Frendo pumps it back up the park where Curran is waiting for it, but it's all the way through to Higgins. So instead it's his Petratos that's come up with it for the Jets youth. Gabriel doesn't get through to him because Papa's got his feet in the way, but Petratos has flicked it in. It's cleared though. And Adamstown will try and attack. Beecham got a foot in, but it's still fallen to Connor Hayden. And Beecham does well in the end to recover. Gives away the corner. Finley Beasley to take. Still, the danger is not quite averted yet. Liam Ryan is taken off him by Thurgate. Now a chance for the Jets to break as Adamstown have committed numbers forward. Petratos has been sent into space. He has got Simmons waiting. Mackie Petratos, what does he do here? Little cut back and a shot, and it's just over the bar from Riley Smith. It got touched again though, so another corner. So if we stay like this, including the other games, it's the Jets youth moving into a share of second with Edgeworth, who are currently still 2-1 up at home against the Valentine Phoenix. Broadmeadow still lead by the only goal of the game against Lambton. Low corner, and it's a wasteful one. Here's Beasley to Grierson. A lot of energy from the Jets youth as well now. They appear to have the bit between their teeth now. It's Higgins. Is it to Davies? He's given it away. Langlois. Thurgate. Plenty of space in the middle at the moment. Sold slightly short. Simmons, no. Beasley gets a foot in. Callum Gabriel will take the throw. He goes to Simmons, the goal scorer. Langlois lets it run across him. Mutton collects. Curran. To Riley Smith, who with the cut back and the touch from Thurgate and a save from Eisenhower. And another corner. Petratos knocks it over. Frendo shovels it. So the Jets youth are 15 away from making it 3 wins on the trot. Headed on by Hayden. Still a chance here. Sikulski working hard and Liam Ryan as well, but it's Curran that's come up with it. Tom Curran, that is. Simmons. Curran. Not the best ball. Beasley. Can Curran make up for it? He's done enough. He's pressured the mistake. Beasley picked up a knock or just twinged something, maybe. It wasn't anything obvious in the challenge there. Langlois with a little chip to get himself out of trouble. And it's Curran who's back on that side of the park. Pass was sold short, though. Liam Ryan. Frendo has taken it off him, but now it's Beasley again who looks forward. James, an authoritative call of keeper. Thomas Beecham. Now Curran. The feet of Petratos now. Flicks it through for Riley Smith. Good tackle from Higgins. Graham cleans up, but gives it away. Thurgate missed it the first time, but has it now. Angus Thurgate. Ball over the top. There are enough bodies in the way for Adamstown. And we're going to have a change, and ironically, it's Adamstown trying to take the quick goal kick. So it is Chris Berlin who's going to come on. And it is Finley Beasley who has come off.
Number 19, Finley Beasley, replaced by number 10, Chris Burley.
Underway again. Petratos not quite controlling it. So Graham send it to Davies. Sikulski, who's swapped sides now. Grierson. And a good shot. In fact, skimmed the crossbar. From Connor Hayden. So there's still one more sub to come for Adamstown in these final 10 minutes or so. And when the camera shifts, you'll probably be able to get everyone in the shot once this goal kick is taken, which Noah James does now. Tightly compressed middle of the park. Higgins heads it forward. Hayden. Searching switch of play. It's going to get all the way through to Sikulski, who probably had more time than he realised. Weston and Edgeworth have both doubled their leads now in those games against Charlestown and Valentine respectively, so it looks like Edgeworth is going to 16 points. Will the Jets youth be able to hang on and join them? Riley Smith to Jack Simmons. Can they double the lead here? It's bodies on the line for Drew Grierson. He's copped that one in the face, I think. Well, whatever it takes. Goes short. Petratos. Dinks to Simmons. And now Gabriel. Papas gets in the way of it. It's back to Simmons. Ball into the area now. It's an interesting old clearance. It'll be a throw-in. So we will know pretty shortly if Broadmeadow has managed to move clear at the top over at Magic Park. As Gabriel throws to Petratos, and it'll be a green throw. Helped on its way by Sikulski, so they'll just let that roll out, and the Jets youth will have the throw. Taking their time, as you'd expect. Riley Smith, Petratos. Not quite. Little flick on. Beecham gets their first, fires it out to Curran. He does get a foot on it and does bring it under control now. Mutton looking for Petratos, but not quite. Manali Papaspiropoulos. A heavy touch, though, and it's nicked by Beecham. Now Langlois and Thurgate, who's dropped back again. They've given it away. Was there a trip there? Chris Berlin, who's got Connor Hayden, who has a go. It's spilt, and it's been knocked wide. He was offside anyway, and in fact, though, Matt Sikulski is trying to swoop on the crumbs. It wouldn't have counted anyway. And has James been done an injury here? Or is he just trying to use up a bit more time? Probably getting several steps ahead of ourselves, but Jets youth have already used up all of their subs. It's Riley Smith with the head, and then Petratos, Angus Thurgate. Smith chips over. It's returned for now. Connor Hayden, who's been dropping deeper with the injection of Chris Berlin into this game. Frendo, who's actually been getting slightly more forward in recent minutes. Riley Smith taken off him. Jets youth come up with it again, though. Smith again. Holding on to it was Frendo. Who's now returned to the centre-back position, or just about. Langlois into play with Curran, Patrick Langlois. It's opened up for him a bit here. What's he going to do? He plays it to Simmons. Short ball to Petratos. Just rests on it and finds Callum Gabriel now. Smith makes a bit of room for himself. Now goes to Gabriel. The ball has come in. Simmons, can he turn? Thurgate, he's gone down. We play on. Langlois. Hayden gets it. Can Adamstown counter? Slid through, but cut out, in fact, by Cole Mutton. Petratos. He still comes up with it. Maki Petratos. Jack Simmons. Simmons lays it off for Smith, who goes near post. But the angle is not quite there. Time ticking away for the Rosebuds. Eisenhower gets us underway again. Gabriel nods it forward, and a push from Sikulski into the back of Smith. Gabriel knocks it across the park to Curran. One of the other substitutes gets inside as Curran. Petratos has a hit. It's deflected wide. Curran from the short corner. Not happening there. Liam Ryan. Berlin was back to help out, and just as well. But it's gone to Gabriel. Free kick for the late challenge. Jets coaching staff calling for players to drop back now. Is it? We're not going to get a restart straight away, so I didn't actually catch who that was that's gone down. So while, or is it just a cramp maybe? While we're at it, we'll check where things are at around the ground. So it's Broadmeadow deep into stoppage time in the second half with the only goal of the game against Lambton. Charlestown City Blues down 2-0 at home to Weston and down to 10 men. Edgeworth up 3-1 against Valentine a couple of minutes to go in regular time in that one. So at this rate, Jets Youth would go into a share of second with Edgeworth. If they all stay as they are, they would overtake Lambton. It would be Broadmeadow on their own at the top. Final change. And it is Alex Graham who's come off. Alex Merkel goes on. Grierson. Papas. Papas gets to turn and look forward now. But he doesn't get past Thurgate. Simmons. Two of the players that have been getting time in the A-League for the Jets combining there. Still Thurgate and Simmons again. Gabriel overlapping on the right-hand side, but Simmons decides to look the other way, back to Thurgate. Another 1-2 between those two. Now Petratos. Petratos working well in tight spaces. Thurgate! Oh, wasn't far away. It was a nice move, but they still don't get anything out of it. Slightly less tidy from Simmons. Trickles through, doesn't trickle, bounces through to Eisenhower, who sends it long. Berlin doesn't quite get the header, but Hayden comes up with it. It's behind Berlin. It's Frendo that's taken it away. It's Langlois that's with it. But they've come up with it again. Sikulski. Sikulski walking inside, chips over. Only to the keeper, though. Gabriel. And then Simmons. Room to move. Gabriel continues the run, and this time he does get given the ball. Cuts back in. Petratos. Can he make room for himself? No. But he does win it back. He steals it. Mackie Petratos. Good save. Well collected in the end from Eisenhower. Keeps Adamstown in it for now. So there's still a chance of getting something out of this. But the clock is not their friend. It is to Berlin. Comes back to Rutledge. Higgins, who's still wearing the armband. He knocks it forward for Sikulski, but Sikulski's going to come up with it. Cut back. There's someone in the way. It was Beecham. Simmons. Petratos. Oh, it's tired pass. Simmons. Petratos ran wide, so Simmons just comes inside and takes the space in the middle of the park. He's going to try and feed Curran, but there's too much on that. Eisenhower, though, will keep it in so he can get us underway quickly. Grierson has swapped sides, has he? It's a tackle from Simmons. It's a free kick. Well, okay. Labano Halid is certainly not happy with it. I'll admit I'm surprised as well, but the referee was much closer than either of us, I guess. Nearly a minute of stoppage time elapsed already. We've had, 5 subs and a goal. Hayden skimmed off his head in the end. I said one of the Jets youth subs came at half-time, so we don't need to account for that. Rutledge heads it forward. Papas. Sokulski comes back inside. Was it a trip? Yes, it was. Thurgate picks up a booking. Simmons and Thurgate are going to be in the wall. No, it's going to be Petratos and Simmons. Adamstown looking to rescue a point maybe. Sokulski chips it over. Header from Frendo. Back behind him. Grierson comes up with it for Adamstown. Has to go back to the new man, Merkel. Headed out again, and now is that Frendo who's in behind? He does lay it off now to Simmons. They're queuing up now. Simmons goes on his own, forces the save from Eisenhower. And I reckon they'll take the corner at this rate. And a chance to wind down the clock. As we said, they're searching for a win that would take them to 16 points and a share of second place with Edgeworth. Corner comes over, there's no one for it. It's chested back to the keeper. It's come to Connor Hayden. It's returned to Hayden, who's marching forward now. He's not going to get it through the legs there. Thurgate still with it. Has gone full-time at Broadmeadow. It's gone full-time at Edgeworth. So the hosts getting up in each of those. Simmons, does he pick up Petratos? It's going to fall for Petratos. He's not at the best angle. He tries to readjust. Simmons. Still Simmons. He's going to keep it in play, though. And Petratos has come back across to help him now. Petratos, he gets it into the area, but it's gone past the two blue shirts, and it's going to get carried out by Grierson. And it's still going to be Drew Grierson. And again, he goes searching for something. Thurgate, that was effective enough. Effective enough indeed, because that's all we have time for at Adamstown Oval. And the Jets youth have picked up another win. It takes them even closer to the summit in the National Premier League's Northern New South Wales. It was a goal from the spot that separated the sides on the scoreboard. Jack Simmons converting in the 71st minute. So full time at Adamstown Oval. It's the Adamstown Rosebuds 0, Newcastle Jets Youth 1. Thanks for joining us on Bar TV Sports. And we hope you have a good evening. Bye for now.